Thunder! 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 Thundercats! Ho!
Thundercats are on the move. Thundercats are loose. Feel the magic, feel the roar. Thundercats are loose. Thundercats.
When you came here, we knew nothing of the Thundercats or the code of Thundera. You have proved that you value honor, courage, and friendship. Farewell, Lord of the Thundercats.
Farewell, champion of the Snowman!
Hello, Botsumix fans, this is Scorp1701, and tonight we are going to be taking a look at the Super 7 Thundercats Ultimate Snowman of Hook Mountain. And be sure to stay after the video, as I am going to be putting out a new segment called Lair Watch, in which we take a look at how the funding for the Super 7 Ultimate's Cats Lair is going. Today is the last day of the early bird special, so if we do not reach the 3,000 backer mark, we will lose the bonus Key of Thundera replica. But more about that at the end of the video. Let's jump in and take a look at this awesome figure. Alright, first off, as you can see, it comes in your standard, mailer box. It is all brown. It's just a cardboard box. It just has Thundercats here, Snowman of Hook Mountain, ages 14 plus, Super 7, and that is everything on this box until you get to the back. And when you get to the back, you have some credits for the box and a barcode, and that's pretty much it for this. But we all know that the cool box is inside, and here is where the presentation really gets nice. With this nice black and red foiled box, you have it, and it is huge. Look at the size of this thing. Anyway, you have the awesome red foiled Thundercat symbol there. You have the Thundercats logo there. You have Snowman of Hook Mountain. You have ages 14 plus here and Super 7 here. On the top of the box, you have Ultimates. Nothing on the sides. And until you get to the back, you see a nice Thundercats logo there, and that is so cool. You do have contents, one figure with accessories, and Super 7 down here at the bottom. So, anyway, coming back, this is a slip cover to the figure, and when we lift this up, we will see the figure slowly start to emerge from the packaging, and boom, there you have the Snowman of Hook Mountain. Now, that's interesting that they packaged him with his battle helmet on. Oh, well, I guess it saves space because this guy is fairly large. He is taking up the entire front of the box. Wow. So you can see him in there with his accessories. The Thundercats logo has now appeared. Nothing different on the sides of the box. On the top, you still got Ultimates. On the back, you have a nice picture of the Snowman of Hook Mountain. And I don't even think they gave him a name. I think they just call him Snowman. So that is kind of funny and sad at the same time. Let us zoom in and we can see the awesome read-up that they have for him. And you could pause the video, read that to your heart's content. But we must be moving outward and back. So that is Snowman in the box. I don't want to see Snowman in the box. I know you guys don't. So let's get him out and see what he can do. And here we have the Snowman of Hook Mountain out of the box. And out of the box, he stands just over 8 inches tall. And he comes with a lot of accessories that we will take a look at in just a moment. But first off, I want to take a look at this formidable Snow Knight himself. And coming real close in on the Snowman, you can see he looks like he's supposed to, and I was a bit concerned because he had his helmet on in the box, but now, without the helmet, he does have his, I don't know, ape-like, evolved primate type face. I'm not really sure if they ever said what kind of race he was other than the race of snowmen. Does that mean there's no snow women? Anyway, he is molded and sculpted really well. He has a nice brown head with some ears sticking out here at the top, which are really nice. Off-white coloring for some eyebrows. He's got some eyes poking out there, which are done really well. Good nose, has sort of like a big mustache and goatee covering his mouth, so that is neat. Coming around to the back of the head, it is all brown. There isn't really much of a neck. It does connect to the body right here, and underneath you can see a nice blue undershirt. And if we zoom out a little bit so we can get his torso in the frame, you can see that he has a nice coat on, and it's kind of a darker grayish blue. We got some fur molded in here. This is a single piece, but it is glued so it doesn't come off. And then you can see that the undershirt protrudes down through his forearms, coming down to some nice furry large hands. These are very nice. He does have a little blue belt going around his waist, and I don't know, I mean, if it's supposed to be a belt or part of the coat. Turning around to the back, you can see he does kind of have a hood up here, and the fur is molded all the way back here, and it is flexy. You can move it up and down, and you can see the back of him, which is still most of the coat. And that is really neat. He's coming down. He does have some nice light blue pants, and that will bring us down. Let's zoom out some more. Gosh, this guy is so big. To some big furry boots that come all the way up above his knee, so those are really nice and sculpted. Got a lot of cool design in that. Going around to the back again, same thing, and on the bottom you got some peg holes and some copyright material if you guys are interested in that. But yeah, kind of a basic outfit. Oh gosh, you can't even see him. Bring up the camera. Kind of a basic outfit, but you know, that's okay for this guy. And that is what your snowman of Hook Mountain is going to look like. Moving on. And for articulation, starting at the head can go around 360 degrees. It can look down a little bit. It can wiggle and waggle left and right. Coming to the arms can come up at the shoulder, which is really nice. And if you pull up this sleeve of the fur, they can go all the way around 360 degrees. There is no bicep rotation because this is a solid piece right here. We can put that back down. He does have a elbow bend right here that gives you about 90 degrees, so that is very nice. It is built into a forearm rotation, 360 degrees. It is a little bit tight, and that will bring you down to the hand, and the hand can go around 360 degrees, and it is hinged, so it can go in and out. Very nice. In the center of the body, you do have a hidden ab crunch right here, so he can kind of look up and down, back and forth if you're so inclined to do that, so that is neat. He does have waist articulation, 360 degrees all the way around, and that will bring us down to his legs. Now his legs are big and huge and beefy, but they do a few things that I was surprised that they could do. They do go up a little bit, not too much. They don't go back much because you actually have the butt that gets in the way. And if you pull up this little skirt, you can kind of get them out to the side just a hair. Now it does look like the leg is cut right here, but this is not a movable piece, so don't try that. Coming down, your boot cut is right here, and that'll bring you 360 degrees around, and that is built into the knee joint, and the knee joint is just barely there because of the sculpt of the boots. You can see there's not really any place for this part to go, so this is about the extent of your knee bend, and that's really not a lot, but then again, he's huge, so and the boots are huge, so there's not really anything that they could have done about that unless they maybe created a cavity right here, but they did not, and this is the extent of your knee bend. All right, coming down, you do have foot articulation. Foot will kind of hinge down and then back up, and it rocks left and right. Because of the mold of the figure, it will not go all the way around 360 degrees, although I think it could if the top of the furry boots here didn't get in the way. So Yeah. Anyway, that is going to be Snowman's Articulation. Again, very beefy, very big, but he does get into a lot of good poses for you. Alright, moving on. And for accessories, starting off, Snowman comes with 3 sets of hands. He comes with a fisted hand, which is really nice. It's big and bulky, and I definitely would not want to be hit by the Snowman. He comes with a small weapon holding hand. It's good for his lances and spears, so that is cool. And he comes with a larger open hand for the bigger weapons or accessories that he could hold if he was so inclined. And that is going to be his alternate hands. Moving on. Snowman comes with his battle helmet, which we saw him wearing in the box. And it's very nicely done. It's a nice solid mold done in a nice silver. You do have a two-tone type paint with this darker gray making up the mouthpiece and some black inside. You have the open eye socket so you can see his eyes poking out. That is nice. And you have a nice dark gray point here at the top. So that is a really cool helmet that he can wear very nicely, and you could have him fighting with it or just holding it in his hand. So that is cool. Alright, moving on. And the Snowman comes with an ice shield, and it's really neat. It's basically a big glob of ice, and you do have a little bit of molded detail in there, nothing ornate or design wise. It's just basically chunks and divots where the ice had formed. And on the back you can see there is this bar that he can hold, and that's good for battling people with swords like Lion-O. So yeah, it's nice to have a shield with when you're fighting medieval weapon style. Alright, moving on. And for weapon and accessories, the Snowman comes with this really large 9-inch ice spear, and this is really cool. No pun intended. So you got your nice handle here, and if you look closely, I don't know if it's coming up on camera, there are some like little water drops inside to denote the ice. That is really cool. Coming down to the spear tip, it is really jagged and it looks like an icicle, so that is really nice. And this is going to be something cool for him to hold and attack from a distance, and I like it. I like this a lot. Very neat accessory. Moving on. And that brings us to the Snowman's final accessory, which is this ice lance, and it again is just over 9 inches long, and that is so big for an accessory. It has a nice ice handle, same as the spear. You can see a little bit of ice details or water details in there, and it comes down to your lance end. Now, it isn't as jagged as the spear, but that's okay. You still have a lot of cool ice-like detail in this thing, and he could hold it, and again, he could charge after enemies with it, but I think there is definitely something missing, and I'll get into that in the final thoughts. And that's going to be Snowman's accessories. Moving on. And for comparison, here you have the Snowman with the Thundercats after just having made alliances in the episode Lord of the Snows. And I'm glad they kept the scale correct because Snowman's supposed to be bigger than your average Thundercat. Alright, moving on. And this has been the Super 7 Thundercats Ultimates Snowman of Hook Mountain. And I think this is a great little figure to play with. Well, I say little, but this thing is huge. You saw in the comparison, and he was almost as tall as Mumra, and he's bulky and just an all-around big chunky piece of plastic. When it comes to this guy's look, I love the mold, I love the sculpt, the colors are dead on for the cartoon. The articulation is there, and there's only a little bit of hindrance, and that is because of the big bulkiness of the figure, and that's going to be just for the knee bend. But other than that, he does have a lot of good stuff that he can do and get into different poses and such. I love his accessories. The helmet is awesome. The ice spear, the ice javelin or lance, the ice shield, could have done without the ice shield. It wasn't that great. The alternate hands, gotta have alternate hands, I guess, if you're a figure. All really good. But it is my decided opinion that there is something missing, and I know that that something could not have been included in the box, but that doesn't mean Super 7 couldn't make concessions for it as a later individual release. And of course, I am talking about the Snowman's faithful steed, Snow Meow. And it just makes sense to me that if they're going to give Snowman the lance and the helmet and the shield, that they would include or make plans to release a Snow Meow, because that would look so great for this guy. And maybe that is in the works down the road, so we can wait and see. But all in all, very good figure. Very happy to have him in my collection. Now, this is an older figure. He came out in Wave 4, and I just been lollygagging around waiting to review him. So here he is. And if you are looking for this awesome figure, you can pick him up at your online retailers, and he ranges anywhere between $45 to $50, depending on where you get him. And if you're looking for him, happy hunting. So that's going to be the review, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to stay tuned after the video for an update on the Cats Lair. So have a great night, and until next time, keep playing. Hello, Bots and Books fans, this is Sculpt1701, and welcome to Lair Watch. This is the awesome new segment that I am doing following the progress of the Super 7 Ultimates Cats Lair. Yes, Cats Lair, the crowd-funded project that a lot of us has been waiting 40 years for, and now we are getting the chance to get this awesome lair. Super 7 has decreed that if 3,000 people pre-order this $650 Cats Lair, then they will put it into production. And that is just crazy. If you did not see my pre-order video about the Cats Lair, here is just a quick rundown of the basics. The Cats Lair is huge, standing 36.7 inches tall, and when you pull the mountains out on both sides, it stretches out to a massive 53 inches wide as it's fully opened. It has an awesome playability in the front side. It has awesome playability in the back side. It has lights, changeable displays. This thing is just awesome. So cool. Like I said, $650, $100 shipping and handling. If you can't pay it all at once, there is payment plans when you use the shop pay at checkout, and this is still so amazing. Now, we have until September 17th of this year to get this thing funded, which I don't think is really going to be a problem. But tonight is special because tonight is the last day, the deadline for the early bird bonus, which means that if we get the 3,000 backers that we need by midnight tonight, we will unlock the key to Thundera, which is a 4-inch replica of the Key of Thundera, which was an awesome key that Lionel used to unlock the Book of Omens, and it could be ours with 3,000 people by the end of tonight. Now, the current list of backers is 2,591, which means we need a little over 400 backers in less than 6 hours. So wow, it is going to be close, but right now we are looking at 409 people. So guys, if you have decided that you want this, it is going to be a tight race, and it's very exciting to see how this is going to pan out. Now, if it doesn't work and we don't get the key to Thundera, that's okay. Please be honorable about it and don't get all mad and upset and like cancel your orders. It's just one of those things. The key to Thundera, again, isn't necessary for this set to work. It's just a neat little keepsake to have. The stretch goals that we can get to, I think, would be a lot better. Like Tiger's Lab, I think that's going to be the best one. The Astral Lionel, take it or leave it. But if we can get 4,000 to get Tiger's Lab, I think that would be cool, and I would be happy with just that. Also, that being said, if you don't want this thing, don't try to cheat. Don't try to pre-order it just to back out. I just don't like winning that way or getting things done that way because it's not really fair. It's cheating, and we have to be honorable about this. I think you could do whatever you want to, or if you change your mind. I can't say one way or the other. I'm not going to judge you. I'm just saying if we're going to do something, do it the right way. All right, guys, that is where we stand right now at Lair Watch. I will be doing a few more of these videos whenever I put out a Thundercat review, so we can follow the progress of this Cats Lair, if it gets funded, if it doesn't get funded, if we open up stretch goals, if we don't open up stretch goals, if we get the key. I hope we do. I don't think I'll put another one out tonight because it's already getting very late. So I just have my fingers crossed that somehow we get the extra 409 backers that we need. All right, guys, that's it. Have a great week. And until next time, keep playing.